Between this, and this, which one looks the most aesthetic? Yeah, I already know what you picked. Not too bulky, not too skinny. What most people want is this, that sharp superhero look with the classic V-taper. And it's not random. There's a reason every superhero, every Greek statue, every perfect physique looks the same, because they're following the same formula. And I'm going to show you exactly the blueprint to build this perfect V-taper to unlock your aesthetic physique. So, if you're training hard but your physique still looks like a walking fridge or like you skip your meals, you're not following the right strategy. Let me fix that. What actually makes a physique look aesthetic? Because everyone has an opinion. Some say bigger is better. Some say leaner is better. So let me simplify this. An aesthetic physique comes down to two things. First, body fat level. You've probably heard people say the dad bod is attractive, yet nobody ever set this as a goal. Because in reality, the physiques people tend to find most attractive are lean, just not extreme, but right around 10 to 15% body fat. Lean enough to look defined, not so lean that you look like you lost a fight with a salad. The second factor, and this is the one most people completely mess up, proportions. Because you can build muscle everywhere and still look average, and what actually creates that aesthetic look is a strong shoulder-to-waist ratio. Broad shoulders, narrow waist. That's what makes a physique stand out. And there's actually a sweet spot. Shoulder-to-waist ratio around 1.6, meaning your shoulders should be about 1.6 times wider than your waist. That's what creates that superhero look. Go beyond that, and you don't necessarily look better, just bigger. Which is why if you look at superheroes and Greek statues, they all follow the same rule. Not maximum size, but maximum shape. Because aesthetics isn't about being the biggest guy in the room, but having a physique lean with perfect proportions. And this is exactly the principle I use to build my physique. Not luck, not genetics, just a system that focuses on what actually matters to build an aesthetic body. And after years of testing what actually works and refining the system and cutting out all the useless fluff, I turned it into one simple blueprint, the Hero Project. This isn't just a workout plan you'll quit after 2 weeks. This is a full system to build a superhero physique that stands out without living in the gym and without hating your life on a strict diet. And the best part? It's available both for gym and home workouts, so no excuses. If you're ready to build your own aesthetic physique and actually keep it for life, click the link in the description. Alright, so now that we know the formula for an aesthetic body, the real question is, which muscles actually matter if you want to maximize aesthetics? Because the truth is, if your goal is aesthetics, some muscles matter way more than others. And when you look at what people actually find attractive, it's always the same pattern: shoulders, back, chest, and arms. So, if you want fast visual results, you need to focus on what builds the V-taper. So how do you actually build that V-taper? Simple. 3 steps. Step 1, building the foundation, starting with the #1 muscle for aesthetics, your delts. And more specifically, your side delts. Your shoulders have 3 parts: front, rear, and side. All important, but if you care about aesthetics, the side delt is doing most of the work because it creates width, and width makes your waist look smaller. Same body, better proportions. That's exactly how you enhance the shoulder-to-waist ratio. And the best way to train your side delt? Lateral raises. But don't ego lift. Go light, stay controlled, and lead with your elbows, not your hands. Do it clean, and suddenly 6 kilograms feels like 50. And if you trained at home, use resistance bands. Same move, same result. The second group of muscles you need to focus on, the chest. But not just chest, upper chest. Because most people train their chest focusing on flat bench presses and end up with a chest that looks like it's melting. The easiest way to fix that, incline presses. Dumbbells, barbells, or machines. Set the bench at a slight angle, around 30 to 45 degrees. That's the sweet spot to target the upper chest. And don't just move the weight, focus on your form. Feel the stretch, squeeze at the top. If you do it right, your upper chest will light up in just a few sets. The last group of muscles you need to focus on that build the foundation of your V-taper, your back, and more specifically, your lats. Because if shoulders build width, lats build the illusion. You can have the same waist but with bigger lats. Boom! Suddenly you look like a reverse triangle without losing a single kilo. How do you build them? Vertical pulls, like pull-ups or lat pull-downs. Simple. Don't swing, don't do half reps, pull like your elbows are trying to touch your hips. That's how you hit your lats. If you focus on these muscles, you'll level up your aesthetics fast. But that doesn't mean you skip everything else, especially legs. They might not get the spotlight like your upper body, but they matter for balance, because nothing ruins a good physique faster than a solid upper body sitting on two breadsticks. Now that you've built the foundation, let's talk about the small details that make a big difference, starting with the forearms. Yes, they already get trained when you pull, but if you actually want arms that stand out, that's not enough. Luckily, you can easily train them at home. 2 moves, that's all you need for forearms that actually look strong. No gym required. First, the rice bucket. Fill the bucket with rice, then stick your hand in and open, then close. Twist and flex. Second, dead hangs. Pull-up bar or even a sturdy door frame. No fancy technique, just gravity trying to delete your grip. Stay there until your hands start negotiating surrender. Do that consistently, and suddenly your arms look complete. The second group of muscles to focus on is your neck. A thick, muscular neck instantly changes your appearance. Same face, same body, but add a couple inches to your neck and suddenly you look more powerful, more athletic, even more attractive. To build a solid neck, you need to train its 3 main functions: forward flexion, backward flexion, and lateral flexion. To do that, simple neck curl, neck extension, and neck lateral flexion. That's it. The last muscle you should focus on is abs, but here's where most people mess it up. They think doing 300 crunches and random ab circuits will magically carve a six-pack. It won't. You're just doing cardio on the floor. Abs are muscles, which means they grow the same way as everything else, with resistance, not 50 reps of air punches hoping something shows up. If you actually want abs that pop, you need to train them properly. Weighted exercises, controlled reps, progressive overload, that's how you build thick, visible abs. But you can build the strongest abs in the world if they're covered in fat, nobody's seeing them. Because abs aren't revealed in the gym, they're revealed in the kitchen. And that brings us to the last step, getting lean. Drop your body fat close to 10% and suddenly your whole physique pops. Shoulders look wider, waist looks tighter, V-taper unlocked. So, how do you actually get lean? Let's keep it simple. First, walk. Aim for around 10,000 steps a day. If you're at 3,000, don't panic, just build up step by step. 5,000, 7,000, 10,000. Walking burns calories without destroying your appetite, and it easily fits into your life. You also need to eat enough protein. Aim for 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram if you're training. Protein keeps you full and protects your muscles, and more muscle means you burn more calories doing nothing. Next thing is to control your calories. You don't have to track forever, but track for a couple weeks, just enough to understand what you're actually eating, because "I don't eat that much" is usually not true. Also, weigh yourself every morning, then look at the weekly average. That's what tells you if you're actually moving in the right direction, because if you don't measure, you're guessing, and guessing doesn't get you lean. And finally, build systems. Don't rely on motivation. Motivation disappears faster than your pump after chest day. This is exactly how I built my physique, and that's exactly what you'll find inside the Hero Project. A complete blueprint to get lean, build your V-taper, and keep it for life. So, if you want the exact system I used, it's in the description.